Yo, what's good? It's your boy Jackson Blaze. You already know the vibes, man. I'm here. I'm alive. What's good, bro? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't really got a lot of shit to say for real. Um, really just testing my camera. Nah, I'm bullshitting. I'm bullshitting. I'm bullshitting. On the real though, bro. Like life, has its ups and downs, and I feel like a lot of people get to a certain point where they feel like they've gone through so many ups and downs that your your status quo like person saying, oh, life has its ups and downs. They're not trying to hear that shit, right? Like if you a person like that, then you just like me. And what I've come to realize is that when you're very independent, even in thinking, you tend to do things independently. You tend to walk life very independently, and oftentimes you like be stuck in your head with trying to figure out like what to do. But like deep down in your heart, like there's not a lot of people you can ask for help and shit. So, uh, advice from me, I feel like when you in that position or you just in a phase of life for a couple of years like that, my only thing is you gotta go inward with yourself, and it's straight up trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. Like we fail to realize that a lot of life is simply just trials and errors that came before. So, if it's a type of like an understood lesson or like a teaching type of institution, it'll be like, oh, like you went to fucking school to learn this subject in math, right? And like a bunch of motherfuckers came before you to substantiate this form of math, right? Well, it's like then you know you would just study the fucking math and then test yourself based on trial and error. You get good grades, you understand the curriculum. You get bad grades, you don't understand the curriculum. It's really that simple. When you are I don't like to use hyper independence unless like you really hyper independent and you think it's like mentally affecting your health. But I mean just like a slip before hyper independent. Like you know how to socialize with people, you know how to go out and get things done. You're not like stuck in your head due to anxiety or depression. You're like right on the verge, but you know how to get yourself up and go do shit every day, right? Those are the people I'm talking to, man. Like straightforward with you. You gotta experience shit through trial and error. Like you have to make mistakes because we everyone's heard this. We treat life like failure and shit is end all be all. Excuse me. We treat life like failure is fucking the end all be all. And like not just somebody that is ahead of us in what we're wanting to do, telling us, oh, like you gotta have mistakes. I mean, you hear that shit from fucking failures of people, right? Like you hear the contrary when I say it. Failures in people. I didn't even mean to, describe them as such. But like you get the point I'm getting into, man. Like you gotta fail, and it's gotta be like you gotta see yourself in a situation, and then you have to like if you succeed the first time, then best of luck to you. You figured the shit out. But like when you fail and you don't give up, if you fail something that you're meant to give up, you you'll figure it out eventually. Like you won't keep forcing it. Like bad things will keep coming from the failure. But like if you fail at something the first time that you're supposed to be invested into, then you might fail like a basketball game almost. You might lose the game, but you might have had peaks and valleys in the third quarter, peaks and valleys in the fourth quarter. You might have got to the free throw line a couple times. You didn't hit the shots, but you got to the free throw line and made your free throws, right? You was able to make passes to players that they didn't expect you to get the pass there. They didn't hit the shot, but you made the pass, right? That's how learning through failure and mistakes works. It's like when you genuinely dedicate it through your heart and your soul, the first couple times, maybe the first or second time, you're gonna fucking suck. Like you're gonna suck. You're gonna be ass, right? Or you're not gonna be. It's not gonna be a very comfortable process, right? You start picking up habits. You start recognizing muscle memory. You start seeing certain features that what I'm saying. These features weren't around the first time. Now they're around, right? You start seeing skills develop within yourself. You weren't aware. See, one thing as kids that we take like advantage of is like the development of skill, talent, programming, etc., etc. Like as youngins, as youthful, we don't prioritize these things. Like I know, I'm gonna put it like this. Like I know In my personal life, the types of like mentors and role models that I had, they were implementing these things, like my parents and the teachers of the schools that I go to. But I don't like try to make myself seem better or anything, because like we live in a country where real education is not even valued. Like over half the fucking institutions, the schools, the colleges, everything is indoctrination. They try to program you to learn something that's not even, it's counterproductive to creativity, right? And obviously, like, we need doctors and we need electricians and sanitarians and plumbers and we need all these things, right? Well, we could get into a conversation about doctors, but I digress. You get my point. You have to experience like what it is that works and what it is that doesn't work when you fail. So you look at the situation and you say, all right, I've been able to analyze everything. I've been able to process new thoughts based on the first couple of results. And from there, you're able to develop whatever new skills or strengthen the necessary skills. You're able to make the proper advancements that are going to get you to the destination, the goal line, the finish line, exactly where you want to be. Like, again, we as humans in life, empathetically, we treat failure in situations where we're highly emotionally invested. We treat failure like the end all be all, because emotions are literally just energy and motion in our body, right? So you're excited, you're a good anxious, you're happy, you're motivated, you're fucking ready to do this. Then you do it the first time and you suck. You blew that shit. You fucking airballed. You feel me? Now all those emotions drop. Bad anxiety, a little bit of depression, sadness, you know what I'm saying? Self doubt, lack of self esteem, right? These are all human. Like, it's so funny, like, hearing myself talk about these things because I've been through it all time and time again. But like, we're human. Like, there's plenty of fucking successful people, wealthy people, people in the 1%, rich people, all that shit. Professional athletes. Professional athletes are my best example. I love the NBA. How many times do you see a situation where a team wins one playoff round, the next playoff round they get cooked. They get 4-0 skunked. They get swept, right? A team, the Chiefs literally two-peat, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. Then they lose to my fucking Eagles. Shout out to the Eagles, by the way. They lose to the Eagles. And it's like, you thinking, oh, we finna three-peat for sure. Nah. So that's just a little bit of perspective to let you know, like, even experts experience the uncertainty of the emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, failure isn't death. Like, death is one thing in life. There's one thing that's comparable to death in life, and it's death. There's nothing else, right? Not failure, not mistakes, not the end of a class, not the end of a relationship, not the, you know what I'm saying? Nothing compares to death but death. And I don't want to be like dark about it. I'm just saying it to say, like, we treat failure, we treat mistakes, we treat these things as if they're the death of ourselves entirely, and they're not. They're not. Like, you went through some shit, but you hearing this video, surprise, you're still alive. Like, you are still here. Like, another thing as humans, we've gotten so caught up in social media and the dopamine of just scrolling, we're not really analyzing what we're watching on our social media. A lot of times people fail to realize the answers that you need are in 1 to 2 videos on your social media feed, and everything else is just a bunch of bullshit that's distracting you, right? It's just a bunch of bullshit. But you probably have already scrolled past 2 or 3 motivational videos where the person is telling you, get up, go put in effort, go try, go lift the weights, go stack brick by brick, right? You've probably already watched the video and you weren't paying attention. You know why? Because you've been scrolling. You've been scrolling. You've been fucking scrolling. You've been trying to get that dopamine because you lack the dopamine from actually investing in yourself and producing results. And the reason you lack that is because you don't even want to try, because you're afraid of the feeling of failure. When it's just an emotion, it's just a temporary emotion. It's just as temporary as happiness. You may want to experience happiness more frequently than failure, sadness, depression, etc. I could go on. Everyone does. That's human nature. You want to experience happiness more frequently than everything else. You want to experience bliss, peace, etc. But it's just like, Yes, those emotions are synonymous to success, but that doesn't mean failures, mistakes, losses are synonymous to like death or illness, you know what I'm saying? Or the end, like the absolute end, because they're not. Like, that's a perceived like mind state. Like, it's a perceived mind state. You have to genuinely get yourself out of that mind state. It's just a mind state. It's just a mind state, I promise you. I love all of y'all. Jackson Blaze Studios, all socials. You already know the vibes, man. Really take the time to listen to this video. It will get you motivated.